This quaint farmstead in North Essex fell amongst many rural places in England transformed by the needs of war. Situated close to RAF Rivenhall, opening in 1942, the farm building stood alongside the airfield's flight offices. This accommodated flight officers and clerks. The complex appears to have been separated from other areas of the airfield. Next to the offices lies a blast shelter, a brick maze of 2 sections with an entrance at each end. We headed into the derelict office, still in its wartime state. The walls still bear their original 2-tone colour scheme. The names of the personnel are still painted on the doors to their offices. This decaying time capsule has probably only been used as farm storage since, and it stood overgrown until recently. Graffiti shows someone was here in 1949. Wartime buildings were sometimes occupied temporarily by those left homeless. The airfield was kept in reserve until 1956, so it's not entirely clear what happened to these buildings during this period. Either way, the British countryside gradually crept its way back in. In only a few short years, the British landscape was transformed by war. But even quicker than it changed, military infrastructure was suddenly left useless. Next to the airfield lies a farmstead which just escaped development when war struck. Today it survives as an example of a much older piece of Essex's traditional history. Barns of various ages show the farm's expansion over time. Inside, clues to a not so distant past stand still. Woodhouse Farmhouse forms the centrepiece of the farmstead. This Grade II listed building dates to around the early 17th century. Whilst it has been significantly altered over the years, it retains the character of a bygone era. The bones of the building peek through amongst period furnishings. The house has been stripped and tidied, suggesting that someone is at work despite its abandoned appearance. The farmhouse, amongst other buildings, are planned to undergo restoration into a heritage and office complex. This will include a museum, visitors centre and ecology trail, as well as offices and venue space. Next door stands the ruin of a brew house, enclosed by protective scaffolding. Another house a short distance away is Woodhouse Cottage. This building is unlisted and newer than the main farmhouse, despite being over a century old. It lies in a worse state of decay, but it has been proposed to take on a new life as offices amongst the planned complex. The intentions and future of the site sound promising, although being led by an energy from waste project on the airfield site, it is uncertain what will change for better and worse, including the flight offices. The site represents the challenges that rural life has faced in the modern age. From changing lifestyles to total war, the historic countryside is fading into obscurity as an attraction. Like the farm itself, even the military structures once at the forefront of national priorities too find themselves in a battle between decay, development and memorialisation. Whatever comes of it, the story is one worth telling.